everyone, and welcome to another review from Colour with Claire. Today we're looking at some more beautiful handmade watercolours, this time by an artisan from Sweden. This is JuliaK from JuliaK Art Studio, and she creates handmade, hand-poured metallic watercolour paints, very similarly to the ones from Indigo Art that I reviewed a few weeks ago. And again, just absolutely beautiful paints which are made with care and made with love. So I'll just show you the packaging that it came in. I've got a few pictures of when I first received it, so you can have a look at the beautiful presentation and how it arrived. And basically you have your tin of paints, so you can buy either sets which Julia has curated already for you, so sets of 6, or you can buy individual pans. So if you only want a certain colour, you can create your own selection. So you could just buy one if you wanted to, or you could buy a few and make up your own tin. Here I've got a set of 6, which is called the Jewel Box, which Julia made herself. And we'll have a look at those in a second. I just want to show you this little card that came with the paints. It says, "These paints are made with honey. This makes them easier to re-wet and stays wet for longer. It also makes them a bit sticky. The weather and humidity affects just how sticky they'll get. As I send them from Sweden, they can travel far and through many weathers. How dry or wet they are when arriving does not affect the paint quality, but it can be a good idea to pop them into the freezer for a couple of minutes to make it easier to unwrap them." So each and every single individual pan comes wrapped in foil. And as you can see, I've opened the foil of my pans already, and I've actually stuck the little foil wrappers on the inside of the tin so that I can see the colours on white paper. So the honey, they are made with honey, and you really can tell they are very, what's the word, creamy, rich, sticky, as she said, and they are very quick to re-wet after they have been after they've dried. So they just feel very rich and incredibly pigmented as well. But you can definitely see, I'm not sure whether you can see if I tilt them in the light here, the shine on them is because of that honey, and it's difficult to describe, but you can really tell with the consistency that they are made with something as kind of gloopy as honey. They don't, obviously, you know, nothing comes out when you tilt them from side to side. They are solid enough, but you can just tell with the consistency when you're painting with them. So what I thought we'd do is we would swatch them onto black and white, and then I'll show you a little picture that I've coloured with the paints already. So I've got my water and paintbrush here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that you can see closer up the swatches. And I'll show you just how easily they wet. So I'm just going to put a little bit of water from my brush on just a couple of the pans, just so they can easily start to melt. And I'll do that on all of them so that we can get going quite quickly. But yes, as you can hopefully see, they are lovely and shiny and just ready to use. So this first one is, I think, called Agueta. But obviously some of them have Swedish sounding names, so I'm not going to have them correct first of all. But you can just see, can't you, how quickly and easily those have melted and they're ready to paint with. So let's do it on white first of all. We can already see kind of what they look like on white, but we'll do it again sort of in real time so you can see just how beautiful they are. Absolutely gorgeous, and you do not need a lot of water whatsoever. You can see that I just used a little bit of a water drip on the end of my brush there. I wasn't, you know, saturating it or anything, but just absolutely gorgeous. Let's go again onto the black. Sorry, I'm just struggling with it sliding around on my paper underneath. So here it is on black. Incredibly pigmented. You can just see all that tiny glittery mica sort of swirling around in the paint. Hopefully I've got this on camera properly. Yes, I have. You know, I struggle with keeping things in frame. Next up, we've got Rosalie, which is a gorgeous pinky gold, kind of a rose gold. So I'll just dip the brush in. It's absolutely beautiful. It's such a delicate colour. It's almost like a pearlescent pink, but it has that shine to it as well. And again, you can just see that even with the slightest bead of water, we've created quite a lot of workable paint here. And that's probably due to the honey that they're made with. It gives it a beautiful consistency. Next up is Iris, which is a beautiful green. It's an emerald, almost an emerald green. Probably just got a little bit too much water there, to be honest. You do have to restrict yourself quite a lot. Put it on black first of all. And I think that's just a testament really to how good the quality is when you don't need a lot of water to activate it and you still get this beautiful rich colour. And it just feels so dense and creamy and beautiful. I keep saying beautiful, but that is the word. They're stunning. Now next up, I can't pronounce this. It looks like, oh, it might be Viola or Viviola. It's difficult to pronounce, but it's a gorgeous colour anyway. So again, I don't know whether I can really show this on camera, but maybe if I bring it up to camera and I just swirl it a little bit, can you just see how thick that is? Really, really thick. Feels like an absolute dream to work with. That's it on black, and then on white. Beautiful. Next up we've got Gloria, which is the gold in this set. Wow, that is gorgeous on black, so it really, really shows up very, very well. They all do actually, but they have different effects on black and white. This one shows up beautifully on white as well, which sometimes with paints you don't find. They'll be absolutely wonderful on black, and then you do them on white and you can't really see them, but these show up brilliantly on both colours of paper. This is my favourite. This is Eric, and this is a really deep, dark, kind of night sky, midnight colour. It is beautiful. There we go. So that is all of the colours swatched out. Obviously they're still wet at the moment, so I might have to wait until the end of this video to properly show you the colours once they're dry, but let me see what you can see in the camera. Just stand up for a second. I do know that it keeps blurring out, but I'm trying to show you as best I can just how beautiful these colours are. Again, I will wait until they're dry, but they are stunning. So here's a picture that I've coloured with them. You may have already seen this if you follow me on Instagram, because I posted it, I think last week or the week before. This is from Hannah Carlson's postcard book, Magis Grinning. And you can just see, I mean, if I just tilt it underneath the light, you can see how beautifully metallic they are. And even when they're not in the light, they look wonderful. So I used every single colour because I really wanted to showcase all 6 of the colours. So you can see that I've used the Iris here, the Gloria, and the Agueta. I'm not sure. The orangey kind of bronzy one. And then on here I used this is the Viola. And then in between you can see some of that dark blue. This is the Eric, my favourite. And then the Rosalie, which is that beautiful kind of pale pink gold for the accents there. So just gorgeous, gorgeous paints, and they're really, you know, comparatively priced as well to other paints on the market. So this box, for example, is 34 British pounds, which is around about $41 in America. And each individual pan, if you are wanting to buy individual colours, are around £5.62 or $6.89. Shipping is really cheap as well. So in the UK, you're looking at £3.89. In the US, around about $4, $5 it equates to. So again, you know, you can't compare these with any metallic paints that you would buy from Amazon or eBay or your local supermarket. They really are, you know, the best quality, these handmade paints. I absolutely adore them. I don't see any competition between sellers and creators because there are so many different colours. There is a plethora of colours that you can collect, and yeah, they're absolutely stunning. So please do look in the description for the link to go to Julia's Etsy store and buy yourself a few colours, see what you think. Get 1 or 2 for now, test them out. You can see what I mean when you use them, about just how rich and creamy they feel. You can see how easily they dissolve in water and how you don't need a lot of water or a lot of paint. So very economical. They're going to last a long time. They do come in these silver tins, and each pan can be removed individually. I'm not going to do that now because they're all wet, and they have magnets on the bottom, so they're not going to rattle around or anything like that. And yeah, I think that's all I can tell you. Again, I can really tell that they are made with that honey. They're made with Swedish forest honey, in fact. So, you know, everything's all handmade and locally produced and sourced, and it just feels good to use materials like that somebody has made individually with love and care rather than mass-produced things sometimes. So let me know what you think of these beautiful colours. As you can probably tell from my last few videos, I'm really into using these metallic paints at the moment, whether that's Julia's or Karen's or Calero's, which again, I do have a new pack to show you. It's just getting around to filming all of these videos. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of these paints and if you're going to be getting yourself a few different colours. And I will see you soon on Colour with Claire.